Hello everybody at the premiere or watching afterwards to the third Retro MSP update. So once again, this one isn't too retro as this one is set, not really a specific year for this one, just kind of the transition period right after Delta acquired Northwest Airlines. So that's why you'll see some older Delta aircraft and some Northwest aircraft in this airport update. So that's kind of the dealio we have going on with this one. But I did want to just do another Retro MSP update. It has been a little while since we've done the last one, so why not? We're starting here in the cargo area, so nothing too special here, but here we have the FedEx MD-11. This one came in from Memphis, and it'll be heading out to Indianapolis. Moving back right here. Actually, we'll get on the other side so you can have the good lighting. If I can maneuver carefully over here, as to not trip over anything. Here we have the FedEx ATR 72. That's flying for a 42, as that's what they used to fly the Duluth route. So yeah, this one just arrived in from Duluth and is taxiing in. It'll be parking there at gate 2. So this one just came in from Duluth, and it'll be heading back out there. By the way, I am doing a handheld style here. And also, like the previous 2 Retro MSP updates, these are pretty much all from memory and not from any source whatsoever. I mean, I guess I did look at the Wayback Machine to look at some of the flights just to get some ideas, but that's about it. So if I lose my words a little bit, as I kind of just did right there, that's probably why. But we'll get into these Sun Country gates right here. Beginning in the back there with the Sun Country Airlines 737-800 with no winglets. Gorgeous model right there, and it is very applicable for this time. This one came in from Orlando, and it'll be heading out to LAX. Moving along right here, this is a model that would be realistic for the time, as Sun Country did have 737-700s very prevalently back then, and now they only have a 1 left, which is kind of sad. But this is a gorgeous model right here by Panda, so might as well use it. This Sun Country Airlines 737-800 came in from Denver, and I'll be heading out to Boston Logan. And of course, we can't forget about old Nevada 1. Rest in peace to this livery, at least on the 700. It will probably be back on the Max 8, but for now, or the 800, but for now it has been retired on the 737-700, so that means this model is, already wasn't accurate, but now it's retired, so I'll probably still use it. I still use Illinois 1 on occasion, so I'll probably still use this one. But anyways, this one came in from Chicago Midway, and it will be heading out to Denver. Move over here to Terminal 1. We'll start with this. I guess this is not Terminal 1 yet, but we'll get the runway first. Just arrived here on 1-2. Right, we have the Iceland Air 737-200 in the Hekla Aurora livery. I don't believe this livery existed back then, but it is Iceland Air, and it is Hekla Aurora, and it is a 757, so you gotta include it here. It is an absolutely gorgeous model here by Gemini Jets, one of my favorites, and sad that we don't get these anymore at MSP, but wow, I did see it a few times flying to MSP, and it is an absolutely gorgeous livery, so Iceland Air did a great job on this one of my favorite liveries operating in the world. So this one started in from Reykjavik, Keflavik, and we'll be pulling into its gate, and I'll be later heading back out to Reykjavik, Keflavik. And yes, we are going to say Reykjavik, Keflavik as many times as possible, because that is probably the most fun airport name to say in the world. Another very fun airport name to say is this Delta A330 came in from Amsterdam Schiphol, and very hard to pronounce, but and I probably pronounced it about 30 different ways, as you can pronounce it Schiphol, or Schiphol, or Skipple, or Skapapatoodle. But that's where this one came in from. This one came in from Amsterdam, and I'll be heading out to Paris, or another fun airport name to say, Charles de Gaulle. All right, next to that one, we have the Delta 767-300 without winglets, so that would be pretty accurate for the time. This one came in from London Heathrow, and I'll be heading back out there. That's Milo's Aviation's airport. And right here we have the Delta 752 in the old breast cancer awareness livery. Actually accurate for once. So this one came in from LAX, and it will be heading out to Orlando. So move over to the other side of the airport now, as we have a lot more aircraft over here. So I have my Spokane airport set up, which that's a video it's been released now. I don't know if you've seen it already or not, but you can check it out if you would like. Move into Concourse E. We'll begin with an aircraft that's definitely not accurate, but it is Continental, and Continental was flying around at this time, so even though it's not the accurate aircraft, it is still an airline that flew to MSP here at this time, and I'd like to feature it. So we have this Continental 737-200. I don't know where exactly Continental would park, but United, I believe on occasion, uses Echo 5. Echo 5 is kind of like one of the gates that just is never really used MSP nowadays. But it was a United gate before. United, I believe it still technically is a United gate, but I haven't really seen them use it. They more use Echo 6, Echo 8, Echo 10, Echo 7, and Echo 9. But anyways, we have the Continental here at Echo 5. This one came in from Newark Liberty, and we'll be heading out to Houston Intercontinental. Moving along here, we have the American Airlines 737-800 in the old Astrojet livery. This one came in from Miami, and it'll be heading out to LAX. Right here we have the Air Canada Express CRJ-200. This is, of course, operated by Jazz Aviation. The actual aircraft that would have operated this would have likely been in the Jazz livery. Or definitely would have been in the Jazz livery. That is what used to fly to MSP, so it's not perfectly accurate, but it is an old livery for Air Canada Express, so we might as well include it in here. It is a pretty gorgeous model, one of my newer ones. So this one came in from Toronto Pearson, and it'll be heading back out there, of course. So I just hit it. Here we have the United Express CRJ-200. I don't believe this one would have flown to MSP, or at least not too many times. Let me get that hair out of there. You see, if we were doing frame by frame, I would have just been able to delete that video and record it again. But you know, we're doing handheld for the retro vibes. This is what airport updates used to be like on YouTube, so we might as well keep the retro theme going here with the handheld filming here. So here's the United, as I was saying, here's the United Express CRJ-200. That's what I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted. This one came in from Chicago O'Hare, and it'll be heading out to Denver. We'll make our way over here. Just pushing back, we have the Delta A319. This one is currently pushing back for the flight out to, let's go, Washington, Oregon, DCA, National. Now check out this RJ lineup, and well, we have the Northwest DC-9, but other than that, all the RJs here, this is incredible. So we'll get started here with the Northwest DC-9. This one, we'll just say it hasn't been painted yet over to Delta, and I don't even believe Delta operated the DC-930s, as that's what this is. I think they only operated the DC-950s until 2014. So this one, we'll say this is not been painted yet into Delta, although this is probably retired, but it's still in the Northwest livery. So this one came in from Memphis, because on this side you can see it has the guitar that I can't really see it. My Lego Jepper just blocking it, but it is a Memphis themed scheme. So yeah, this one came in from Memphis, and it will be heading out to Detroit. Moving along here, as I get my head out of the way, the shadow, we have the Delta CRJ 900 here. This one came in from Fargo, and it will be heading out to Louisville. Right here we have the Delta Connection CRJ 700. This one is on the Chicago Midway turn, which is the same as the flight today, but I don't know. I don't really know what else to do in this. The CRJ 700s is, I believe they did operate more flights back in around this era for Delta out of MSP, but now it's pretty much just Chicago Midway, and that's really only the reference. That's really the only reference that I have for that. Anyways, here's the Northwest Airlink CRJ 200. This one came in from Sioux City, and it'll be heading out to Sioux Falls. That's one of JJ Skippy's airports. Awesome channel, by the way. Here we have the Delta Connection, another Delta Connection CRJ 900. This one is a Shapeways Custom, one of my two Delta Connection CRJ 900 Shapeways Customs. This one came in from Cincinnati, and it'll be heading out to South Bend. I wanted to use South Bend as one but I don't really think that's one on the CRJ 900. So maybe I can think of a better one. Let's go Omaha. All right, here we have the another CRJ similar. This is a Shapeways custom for Delta connection. This one came in from Sioux Falls, and it will be heading out to. We'll send this one out to South Bend. Why not? Actually, we'll hit the B concourse here. This one was used more back in the day. Actually, it would probably be more accurate at this time to have also gates lined up over here, as that's what they used to have, but now those are all gone at MSP. Those were all used by like Northwest South 340s, and I believe Delta, when they made their merger with Northwest, when they had some South 340s, they also parked them there, but they also parked CRJ 200s there. So that would have been a little bit interesting to see, but all those gates are now closed, so we just have the Bravo 2 through Bravo 12 or whatever, and then there's the other ones that are at the end over there. There are no aircraft parked at them here. But here we have the Delta Connection CRJ 200. This one, it has been painted into the newer livery. By the way, I probably should have mentioned that the Northwest CRJ 200 was operating for Delta, just hasn't been painted yet, but you probably figured that out. Anyways, so this one came in from Rochester, Minnesota, and I'll be heading out to Rhinelander. Right here we have the Delta Connection CRJ 200 and the Comair livery. This one came in from Fort Wayne, and it will be heading out to, trying to think of a good city to send this one to, Cedar Rapids. Here we have another Delta Connection CRJ 200. This one was the first, I want to say it's the first Gemini release of the current Delta livery CRJ 200, as the other one back at Concourse B, as they move back to that one. This one was the 2022 release, I believe. That was released in 2022. And then this one, I think it was. And this one was like the 2017 or 2016 one. So this one came in from, by the way, I clearly did that to try to buy me more time to think of a route for this. This one came in from Duluth, Minnesota, and it will be heading out to Bismarck. And we'll get it focused here on this American Eagle E145. It's a bit too zoomed in. There we go, the American Eagle E145. This one is currently taxiing out for the flight out to Chicago O'Hare, of course in the old livery. Then we have the Delta Connection CRJ and 900 taxiing out to the runway, and will be soon taking off for the flight out to somewhere. This will be heading out to, what have I not? I already said Cincinnati. Shoot. This will be heading out to Milwaukee. There we go. And then finally, our final aircraft here, the gorgeous American MD-82 by Dragon Wings. This one is just arriving in from Dallas-Fort Worth, or Red River Aviation's airport on Red River Aviation's favorite plane. So this one just arriving in from DFW, and we'll say it's on the turnaround service heading back out there, just to support good old Red River Aviation. So yeah, this one's pretty nice setup here with the Dragon Wing stand. Just arriving here, you know, I just realized that I have this one arriving 3-0 right, and then the Iceland arrow is landing on 1-2 right. So that wouldn't be right, if you know what I mean. So the Icelander should be arriving on 3-0 left. So I probably should have caught that before, but my apologies about that. But yeah, that is it. That's the final aircraft for this airport update. And so I just wanted to get into the Retro MSP update out, and I kind of had this idea because I saw some pictures with, you know, right after the Delta Airlines merger where they had Northwest Aircraft and Delta Aircraft at MSP, and I thought that would be cool to replicate here, just to get a big mix of aircraft, especially at the regionals, because I do have a lot of older aircraft for those, and I especially wanted to use the Northwest DC-9 and CRJ 200 here at MSP, just because, you know, Northwest is my favorite airline. Of course, they're now kind of dead, so that honor has now gone to United Airlines, but before their merger with Delta, I was like 1 year old. But if I would have been aware of aviation at that time, then Northwest would have been my favorite airline. But I guess United is getting all the praise. But I did want to shout out Northwest. You know, hometown airline, love them. We had some great times with Northwest. So wish they were still around. But that'll do it for this airport update for MSP. We'll work on getting some more retro Northwest models, maybe, so we can actually do a proper Northwest update here for MSP with a ton of Northwest aircraft. I guess I should also mention some of the airlines, because I did not feature all the airlines that flew to MSP in this era, in this update. So this is before Air France flew to MSP, so that's why you don't see them. We had Midwest Airlines. I don't have a model for Midwest. If I did have one, it'd definitely be in here. For all the airlines that I don't have models for, they would be in here if I had one. AirTran Airways, and I think that might be it, actually. I feel like there's got to be more. Alaska Airlines. I do have Alaska models. I don't have a retro Alaska model. I'm trying to think of Frontier, of course. And I don't have a retro Frontier model. So U.S. Airways, and I'm thinking of a ton more. Yeah, U.S. Airways, Frontier, Alaska, which I do have models of, but I just don't have retro, and then Midwest. So yeah, those are the airlines that I could not incorporate here, but they did fly during this era. Really not a ton of international traffic here on non-Delta airlines, so there's really that Iceland air over there that's pointed in the wrong direction. So maybe we can say they have to backtrack. That taxiway is closed. They have to backtrack. Why not? Just making something up, making it a little bit better here. Yeah. That's it for the retro update here. I know it's kind of barren over there on the Delta side. That's because pretty much all my Delta models are modern Delta models. So that's, I guess, another thing I could work on, getting some more retro Delta aircraft. But you know, it's going to take a lot to get a proper, good retro airport update for MSP, especially past, like, 2014. So I guess I can work on that, but I guess my focus has been more on Kalamazoo, and now I pretty much have Kalamazoo covered almost for a good amount of years. I guess I can work on MSN a little bit, Fresno, you know, some other airports here on the channel, collecting some more retro models for them. But yeah, you know what, retro model collecting is fun, especially because a lot of those models are getting a lot rarer now and are harder finds. I'm excited about not that this would impact any of my retro updates, but the Ozark DC-9 by Aero Classics. That is a pretty cool retro model right there. That'll be fun to include in something, an unboxing, just on the shelf, I guess, because that's not going to be in any airport updates if I had to imagine. But that'll be something I can look forward to, as I don't plan on getting it immediately, but eventually that is a model that I would like to pick up. Just not my top priority right now, but definitely I do plan on picking that one up in the future, as it was in my model wishlist video. So I'll look like a total hypocrite for not picking that one up. And also the Avelo 738, the Gemini just released. I have my custom, but you know, I think a proper model would be better. So I'll work on picking that one up soon-ish, whenever that gets sent out to DG, and I'll be sure to pick that one up when that gets shipped out to us in about a month, probably. So yeah, that'll do it for the retro update. Thank you for joining me on the premiere. We will have your regularly scheduled MSP update out tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. And that'll do it. So I will see you tomorrow. As always, good night. Auf Wiedersehen.